Right then, this is a quick walk around video, and this is for an absolutely beautiful looking car. This is the Civic 1.6 diesel, and it's the sport model. Finished in passion red, which is absolutely stunning. Not the best day for showing it actually, because it's a slightly gloomy day, because this is a sun out, different lights. It just seems to change. It's a wonderful, wonderful colour for the car. 68,000 miles on the clock, full Honda main dealer service history on the vehicle as well. And the car's in absolutely fantastic condition. Front of the car really clean, lights, lenses completely clear and intact. Come around the front here. Oh, really, really nice. Bonnet is very, very clean, with just the odd, very light stone chip, which you're going to naturally pick up over the years, but they are very, very light indeed. Coming down the near side first, and it's pretty much like a mirror in the panels, no indentations at all on there. Near side front alloy, really good, just the lightest curbing right on the outside edge. Near side one's the one that tends to pick up the most, as everyone knows. Panel work is absolutely beautiful. Near side rear alloy, again, really, really good. And what I love about these later 2015 models and onwards is you've got this lovely kind of smoked glass effect on the rear here. Obviously the Sport's got that sort of black diffuser effect at the bottom there as well. And again, all very, very, very clean and tidy. Come around to the offside, driver side. Again, wonderfully smooth on the panels. Offside rear alloy, again, really good. The blackout alloys that look absolutely superb on these cars, they really do. The remaining panels are lovely. And then finally, offside front alloy, absolutely spot on. So externally, it really is a lovely looking car, which the video is not going to do justice to on this gloomiest of days. As I say with all the videos, there will be the odd tiny little mark on the car, which obviously the camera doesn't pick up, or I have missed, but I do try and pick up as much as I can. So we do ask people to please bear that in mind. So coming into the boot area now, absolutely massive boots on these Civics. They're one of the most practical, if not the most practical in their classes. And it's been kept absolutely superbly back here. All the carpeted areas in lovely condition, plastics are all really good. And you've got that extra little cubby hole underneath as well to give you extra boot depth. It's coming to the back of the car now, really wide opening rear doors, and it's in absolutely stunning condition in here. It really has been beautifully, beautifully kept. Rear seats look pretty much unused. Coming into the front now, front passenger door card, again as with all the others, in really, really good condition. Full set of Honda mats in the car, I've got to say, and front passenger seat again really looks like it's hardly ever been sat in. Let's come into the front now, on the driver's side, again door card, absolutely beautiful, even the little recesses have been kept really nicely. Footwell area again, all very clean. The driver's seat in really good condition as well. So sat inside the car now, engine's running through sections so the dashboard can be seen illuminated. Dashboard, as with the rest of the interior, really looks pretty much as new. Big screen there for the radio and phone system as well. We'll pop the car into reverse. You get this lovely clear gridded parking camera. All working exactly as it should. Coming down here, dual zone climate control system. But as you can see, it's just been beautifully, beautifully kept. So I'm going to try and come up here without snagging the wire. And hopefully you can see there, 68,283 miles currently recorded. There are no warning lights on the dashboard at all relating to the engine or any other part of the vehicle. But that dashboard is just stunning. That's kind of what you see as a driver as well, if you get the steering wheel sat between the top of the rev counter and below the speedo there. I just think it is by far and away the best and most interesting dashboard in its class, and it all works beautifully. Just to quickly show you, owner's manual pack is here with the car, as is very importantly the locking wheel nut key. So finally, just to come under this beautifully presented engine bay, as is pretty much always the case by Honda. Cam chain driven engines, absolutely brilliant. As I say, it's been wonderfully serviced by the Honda main dealers. And this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda Civic Sport, and it's the 1.6 diesel. This particular car is registered EY65XEA, and mileage at the start of the road test is 68,248 miles. The reason we do the videos is essentially so that anyone that's looking at the car in an advert online actually gets to see that car in operation. It gives us an opportunity to let you know of any mechanical issues that might be on the car which would manifest themselves whilst driving the vehicle. We know just how frustrating it can be to go and see a car and to get there, drive it and find out it's got a fundamental problem which you clearly should have been told about. So hence that's why we do it. It's also done on these very quiet country roads very close to our premises, so hopefully be a representative of what you'd feel yourself if offered a test drive in the car. The car itself has been very well looked after, and that's immediately apparent as soon as you drive the car. It feels very tight. They're lovely cars to drive, they really are. Engine starts absolutely instantly, settles to an absolutely smooth, even idle. Temperature gauge running at a third, which is where it should be on a Honda car, and the car's been running for over 2 hours now. So all in fine fettle there. I can't remember whether I said whether there were no warning lights on, but there are no warning lights on the car, so excuse my pitiful memory, but no, all is exactly as it should be. But the engines are just brilliant units. They're typically Honda in the sense that they're very reliable and very long lasting, of course. That's almost goes as said these days, but it's just the nature of the engine. They're just a lovely engine to use day in, day out, and they're one of the few engines that actually do give in the real world the kind of economy that the manufacturer claims. And I've had numerous of these cars, the 1.6 diesels. Even doing short trips I get over 60 to the gallon, and on longer trips it's easy to get 70 to the gallon just following the pace of the traffic. Obviously a heavy right foot, we'll see that come down somewhat. Driving style, as always, will dictate most things, but it's just a truly great engine, it really is. Engine then feeds through clutch into gearbox. Clutch on the car is absolutely perfect, bite points exactly where it should be, and it's a nice smooth pedal travel as well. Clutch then goes into the Honda 6-speed gearbox, which is it's a lesson to all other manufacturers in just how to make a really good front wheel drive gearbox. It feels hefty, solid, beautifully mechanical in feel, which is actually really hard to achieve because the gear lever itself is actually attached to the gearbox underneath by cables, not by metal rods or anything anymore. So to get that feel through a gear lever is just it's attention to detail, really, and it's the integrity that Honda put into their cars. And this gear change feels exactly as it would have done when it's brand new. It just feels lovely and precise in operation. Steering on the car, again, real strong point on these Civics. It tracks absolutely dead straight, by the way. There's no vibrations at all coming back through the steering wheel at this speed or any speed up to the legal limit. But again, it's just really nicely weighted. Perfectly suits the character of the car because it is quite a sporty car in its feel. And the rack is sort of quite quick. It's very positive, but it's wonderfully accurate in use as well. And it matches the chassis brilliantly. So the steering inputs are matched by the immediacy of the way the chassis follows that, so you can sort of flow through corners, like the one in front now, carrying a bit more speed than normal. Just turn in, but the body just follows the steering wheel beautifully, and so many cars don't do that. It's joyful to use. So coming onto the chassis, obviously, as I said, very dynamic, very nice to use. It's a really, really enjoyable car to drive, because it's also very comfortable. The ride comfort's excellent on the car, certainly compared to the last generation where they might sort of get crashy into the sort of smaller bumps and sharper ridges. This one managed to ride over them so much better in this day and age. What I'm looking for on road tests with the chassis, by the way, is just any kind of mechanical sort of clunks or thunks underneath that shouldn't be there, and there's nothing at all. It's exactly as it should be. Oops, a daisy. Stop the traffic information coming up. Just wait here for this car to arrive. I'm going to just check the brakes when I get up to speed a little bit. Make sure no one's directly behind me, which they aren't currently. So just give it a good shove on the brakes, but it's a really good brake pedal. What I'm looking for is just that the pedal should feel nice and solid and powerful, which it does, but also when you hit the brakes there's no kind of vibrations or pulsing on the brake pedal, and there's nothing at all there. And also that the brakes bring the car down nice and straight. It doesn't sort of pull violently left or right when you hit the brake pedal, and all is good in that respect. Looking around inside the car, we haven't cleaned it yet. It's going to be cleaned and checked in the workshops in the next hour or two, but it's in lovely condition in here already. It hardly needs cleaning, in all honesty. It's in wonderful condition. They are sensationally well made as well. It's build quality is absolutely fantastic. There's not a hint of a squeak or a buzz from the trim. It's just a really nicely put together car. Which also happens to have, in my personal opinion, it's only an opinion, the best dash design in its class by quite a long way. Just going to get past this tractor a sec. Because it's not only is it really good to look at, it's actually just really easy and functional to use. You've got a nice big screen here, which obviously doubles up as a rear parking camera, so your radio and information phone equipment is easily accessed through there. Down below that we've got a dual zone climate control system, so different temperatures side to side, and it pumps out lovely cold air. That was checked earlier as well. Then my favourite part, this sweeping dash directly in front with these two tiers. Upper tier has all the information you want to look at more readily, so that'll be things like the radio, climate control information can be read up there as well. But then you've got this fantastic high level speedo directly in front, so it basically just means you can look at the car coming in front but keep my eye on the speed I'm travelling at all times. It's just very, very cleverly done. You'll notice that's also flanked by two blue lights, because I'm currently in just normal mode on the engine. You also have the opportunity, if you want to press the economy button on the right hand side here, which is now active. So if I back off, they now will start to change to green as I'm driving more economically, as it's done now. And it's a really good thing, because it just at the corner of your eye, it's a subtle change between sort of blue and the green, and it's very effective in the way it operates. It puts the car in slightly softer mode on the throttle response and cuts the air conditioning down a little bit as well to increase the fuel economy. And I've been telling people for years it's a bit of a gimmick, but that's absolute rubbish, because I've used it now quite regularly and it does make a difference. So I retract everything I said in the past, so I do apologise, but all working exactly as intended there. Steering wheel, lovely and small and diameter, thick rimmed, feels great in hand. It also feels pretty much as new as well, by the way. All the functions working exactly as it should. You've got cruise control, which sets it there, works exactly as intended. It's just a lovely, lovely car to drive. It doesn't grate in any way. It's a great car to own. I mean, I've loved the ones we've had, and whoever gets this one will be driving a fantastic car, because I can find no fault driving this car at all. It feels, pretty much as new to drive. That's a dangerous thing to say, I'm aware of that, but I can't fault it in any way, and I've been selling Honda cars for over 20 years. As always though, don't hesitate, do give us a call if you've got any questions about the car.